Have you ever had that uneasy feeling you can't quite explain, like everything looks fine on the outside, but something just feels off? If the thumbnail "Something Feels Off" stopped you, and the title "The Shift No One Explains After 60" felt uncomfortably accurate, this video is for you, especially if you're retirement age, still working and wondering how your days filled up so completely while your own plans stayed on hold. The hardest part is an effort. You've already proven that. It's sensing a shift has happened. Time feels tighter. Choices feel heavier. And making the wrong move feels riskier than ever, while an employer's schedule still controls most of your year. I'm Karina, your dream guide, and here we look beyond the usual quit your job talk to the deeper shift people experience at this stage and what actually creates forward movement. Stay with me, because in this video you will learn the part no one explains is the part that changes everything. If you're feeling the weight of this decision, the link below lays out the full picture in one place. It walks you through how this path works, what's involved and what's not, so you can step away from the mental back and forth and decide with a clear head. What you're really wrestling with isn't whether change is possible, it's whether you'll be exposed if you try. Before strategies or schedules ever matter, fear has to loosen its grip, and that's why the first shift always begins with community, where uncertainty isn't punished and starting imperfectly is normal. Community, where fear of being wrong finally eases. Have you ever felt like everyone else got a manual for this stage of life, and you're left guessing, hoping you don't make a mistake that costs you time, money, or dignity? That fear is common at retirement age. Not fear of effort, you've done that, but fear of being wrong alone. 8 months ago, Melanie stood there too, nervous it wasn't legit, afraid she'd lose money, unsure she could do it, worried what people would say. What carried her forward wasn't confidence, it was community. Inside this business, she wasn't isolated. She saw others asking real questions, starting imperfectly and progressing anyway. Belonging came before believing. That shared space turned fear into motion. Community removes isolation, but it doesn't answer every question. Once fear settles, a new need appears: direction. Belonging makes movement possible, but guidance is what prevents doubt from creeping back in and keeps effort from scattering. Proven habits replace guesswork and doubt. Most people don't fail because they quit, they fail because they wander. Without guidance, effort scatters, energy drains, confidence erodes. It's like driving without a map, knowing you should be somewhere else, but not knowing which turn matters. Mentorship replaces that uncertainty with direction. Inside this system, progress doesn't depend on personality or prior experience. It depends on adopting proven habits, small, repeatable actions that compound over time. Melanie didn't invent a strategy, she followed one. Having someone ahead of you guiding you through small turns transforms confusion into a clear path. Clarity brings relief, but it also raises an honest question. Can this fit into my life now? Because after 60, energy and time matter differently. Any path forward has to respect that shift, or it becomes just another empty obligation. Only new habits protect your time. Your employer's schedule teaches one habit very well. Your time belongs everywhere but yours. Weeks blur together. Energy gets rationed. Your desired life gets postponed. That's often when people realize the shift has already happened. Work still fills your calendar, but no longer fits the life you want. This business introduces a different rhythm: intentional, contained, and sustainable. Not endless hustle, but focused effort. Think of it like moving from fighting the current to letting it carry you. Melanie didn't gain hours by working more, she gained clarity by working differently. When time stops leaking in every direction, space opens to what matters. If you're ready to stop depending on a job and start building your dream lifestyle, the link in the description explains a structured path that shows how people your age follow clear, practical steps with guidance and support. It outlines how to move forward without guessing, turning everything upside down, or starting from scratch. Just a steady, realistic way to create something that finally fits. Claiming time creates space, and space brings awareness. You start seeing how long your effort has supported someone else's priorities, and once you notice that, it becomes impossible to ignore who truly benefits from your work. Warning, work habits can keep you away from your dreams. Here's the warning most people never really hear. Loyalty to the wrong structure can subtly cost you your future. Your employer's routines reward consistency but max out freedom. You perform well, yet remain tied to someone else's timeline even as your own priorities shift. It's like realizing the ladder you've been climbing is leaning against the wrong wall. Melanie reached a point where that trade-off no longer made sense. The effort was real, but the return didn't match the life she wanted. Once that shift became clear, her life changed. After coming to that realization, most people pause, not from confusion, but recognition. A sense that this feeling life is meant for more isn't random, that something inside them has already shifted, and ignoring it would mean returning to a life stuck at a job that no longer fits. Congrats for getting to this point in this video. You're ready for this change in your life. You know life is meant for more than just barely getting by working for someone else. Keep watching for the icing on the cake. Never ignore the signal to move forward. What if this discomfort you feel isn't a warning, but a signal that the shift has already begun? Others like you sense the nudge to leap long before they act, like standing at a crossroads knowing the old road still works, but no longer feels right. Melanie listened, not because fear vanished, but because staying still felt heavier than moving forward. That's what the stage of life offers: clarity, perspective, and courage to choose alignment over habit. The opportunity isn't about starting over, it's about finally honoring the shift you've been feeling all along. You don't need to have everything figured out before taking the next step. The link below simply shows you the path, how it unfolds, and whether it fits in your life. So you're not carrying this decision alone anymore. To continue your quest, watch the video on your screen for more guidance in claiming your time and direction from here.